I would die for her. I would kill for her.
Y'all can have that Jada and Will love. I, on the other hand, I prefer that Morticia Addams and Gomez Addams love. I'm a 90s baby, okay? I know a little bit about the Addams family. I remember watching the Addams family, the one that had Angelica Houston in it, right? And I believe his name was Raul Julia, is how you pronounce it. Sorry, guys, again, I'm bad with names. But I remember watching that series back in the 90s, that Addams Family version, the movies. And it always stood out to me. Like, of course, besides them being mysterious and kooky, okay, what else also stood out to me was that the relationship between Morticia and Gomez Addams. It was beautiful. When watching them in film and TV, they always made each other feel seen. They would always give each other space to deal with problems. They always showed unconditional love and support for all their children. Gomez was a complete simp for his wife, and that exactly is what I'm looking for in a man. It's a term that's going on that's like really trending like on TikTok and Twitter Spaces and on social media called as women if you have a golden retriever type of husband or boyfriend where like how like a golden retriever he's a dog again like not to be degrading okay it's just what they call them okay they're a golden retriever they're very loyal they always want to come back they always want to please you they always want to just be up under you they're very affectionate high energetic it's like they just like to go with the flow it's like as a woman if you get like a golden retriever boyfriend or husband you are winning at life like again like the way Gomez would just treat his wife Morticia is like what any woman with sense would need like he was always just staring at her caressing her, kissing and touching on her. Like, yes, like the hand kisses are so sweet. I think it's so romantic and beautiful. Like when a man just like kisses you, I just like on your lips, or, like your body, like your body too, like body kisses, face kisses, the hand kisses. It's so sweet and gentle, and it's just like it's just chef's kiss. Again, Morticia Addams, like she embodies how I feel, how I see myself being her when I get older, like in my 40s and up, like again like she's very again like besides being quirky and like her aesthetic the gothic image she has jet black long silky shiny hair she's actually described to be a witch if you read the books and the early Addams Family show like in the 60s and like she's protective right but like she kind of has this like authoritative figure like authoritative like vibe about her again like she's very loyal to her husband loyal to her children she's fiercely protective of her family but Morticia is also she's very elegant she's aloof she's very poised and overall Morticia Addams is just a very well-mannered woman and that's how I feel like I'm going to be once I get older. I'm already like that, of course, right now. But like in my 40s and 50s and I'm just gonna keep getting better and better. And like Morticia Addams, again, like she doesn't wear like if you read the books, like she's not described as someone who wears makeup. She actually uses baking soda and baking powder on her face to keep it that white, very ghostly, pale look. Again, Gomez, again, like they knew what they was doing when they made Gomez. I'm gonna say how did I say his name? Raul Julia, a Puerto Rican man, okay, because he's very in the movies with Angelica Houston. He's very suave, very romantic, sweet talking, really passionate, fiery Puerto Rican man. I was like, yes. And the way he used to just love on his wife Morticia Addams was to die for. Again, Gomez is also, he's very eccentric, he's very jolly and crafty type of man. There seems to be trending like again, like I just found this out. Okay, there's a thing called like female-led relationships where the man is kind of like more submissive to the woman. Again, like I'm not trying to judge people. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Okay, it's just a little nervous trait. Okay, but it's just like I just found out that this thing exists, and it's like again, people do what they want to do in their bedroom as long as y'all are consenting adults or whatever you want to do in your relationship. Whatever floats your boat is how your boat is going to get you upstream, right? I'm okay with a female-led relationship, and I thought about I was doing my research on the love story between Morticia and Gomez Addams, and it's like they do kind of display a lot of BDSM like characteristics and like kinks overall. Morticia Addams once told her husband Gomez, "Don't torture yourself, Gomez. That's my job." Sex appeal. I believe like in these female-led relationships, what I've researched, okay, is that like the man is kind of like submissive a little bit to the woman more than like the traditional other way around, right? Like a lot of us was raised like Christian or Muslim or Islam, like the man is the head of the house. He's the leader, protector, and guider of the family. The woman, the relationship is like man, woman, and then children, and things like that. And again, like, hey, y'all do what y'all want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, it kind of made me think, like, besides the Addams family, right? What, what would that really look like? Being in a female-led relationship. Again, like Gomez and Morticia Addams, they had a very, a lot of sexual kinks, Again, like just the way that they treated each other. Now, even though, he was the man of the relationship, obviously, and she was the woman, it did seem as though like she was like the more dominant one and he was like the sub. Okay, like he was the submissive one to his wife Morticia Addams. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, to me, this is like brand new information. I didn't even know this thing existed, right? Because that's just not what I like see portrayed on TV, except obviously like the Addams family. Now I'm looking at this as an adult and doing my research. And it's like, again, it's like the way that Gomez treated her, he was very like, in a way, again, submissive to her, but in some ways, she was also submissive to him, right? They was just like, again, like they love story, their connection. It's just so beautiful and powerful. And it's like, they literally are like the love story to die for. What's really interesting is that the Addams family, right? Like the first comics and like the very early like inception of the Addams family as characters, they came out back in the 1930s. And the reason why, they would be seen as like a mysterious and quirky and kooky family, not only, of course, they have like that super element to it, like she's a witch. I think she's also psychic along with her daughter Wednesday. And like, they have a Frankenstein and a floating hand running around their damn house. Okay. But again, it's because of their love between each other. Like in the 1930s, it was not common for a man to love his wife. And he'd be like, what? Geneva? Like, yes. Like in those days, like married people, I mean, maybe over time love would like grow and show, but usually like people slept in like different beds. Like it was weird to like talk about sex. It was weird for women to enjoy sex. It was weird for like a man to want to please his wife, for him to be in love with her, for her to be madly in love with him. Like that was not the norm in the 1930s. So now you have a show called The Addams Family where you see like this man, the husband is like really like overly affectionate and sweet and loving and gentle and kind and respectful of his wife, and she's kind of like like a authoritative almost figure, and it's like some BDSM characteristics. Like they like to torture each other, and like it gets very, very interesting. Again, shout out to Morticia Addams and Gomez Addams. Okay, they have the love story that I can't wait to have. I can't wait to accomplish. I can't wait to achieve and experience this type of romance. Okay, not necessarily like a female-led relationship. I don't think I'm okay. Like for me, I want a relationship where like we're like both equals, but like, hey, if you want to wear the pants, lead the way, go ahead. But like, just respect me and take into account my feelings, my decisions, and what I want and need. You know what I'm talking about? But again, like us as millennials, I know that we grew up, screwed up. Okay, we grew up from screw ups. Your parents were alcoholics. They divorced before you were 5 years of age. Maybe you never knew your father. You're like, I don't know how to make a relationship work. I don't understand how love works. Listen, I'm right there with you. I got the solution. Model yourself after Morticia and Gomez Addams, and your relationship will be beautiful.